Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent, 82 years old and on my morning e-trike ride. And if you've been following my channel, it's been quite a while since I published a video. And most of that's because of our weather. Here in Arizona, normally we have weather like we have right now. But during the month of March, which most folks know is a good month to be flying kites, we've had a lot of wind and a lot of rain and mixed wind and rain and some flooding. And like this part of the road I'm on right here, there were huge mud puddles and stuff. And so it's kind of dried up, and but it's still been very windy. Now normally I make a left turn here, but on this video we're going to make a right turn because we're going to take memory lane, okay? But first of all, I have to apologize for, there was one really nice day that we had, and I went out and I made a video. Now I've got the son that I live with on his property, who made the bungalow for my wife and I. And then I've got a son that lives in Beaverton, Oregon, which I talk about all the time. And now we're going through the dog area. Yep. He's wagging his tail saying, "Good morning." We gotta go a little ways here. Get through both of these dogs. That's why I don't usually go this way. Okay. So anyway, there. So anyway, but I have a daughter who lives in South Dakota, Rapid City, South Dakota. And so I thought, well, I better just tell you about her. So I called her up and I got some details about her. And since she doesn't live anywhere nearby, I don't talk to her and I don't see her too much. But I thought, well, I'll make a video about her. Of course, it takes all day to put a video together like this with a 360 video recorder. It takes a long time to do everything. Well, anyway, so I went out and I rode. And I tried to remember everything that we had talked about, and everything that I remembered. And I put it all together, and I didn't publish it. I made the video and did the editing and put in all the pictures that went along with it and all that kind of stuff, and uploaded it. And then I asked her to take a look at it, and she reviewed it. And of course, my wife, she listened to me while I was editing it, because she sits at her sewing machine about 10 feet away from me while I'm making the video. And she picked out all the mistakes I made. And then my daughter, she watched it. She found my mistakes. There wasn't too many that she found. But by the time it was all said and done, it was kind of a waste of time for me because I couldn't publish it. They had too many mistakes in it. By the way, Rapid City, if you ever go to Rapid City, don't take a kayak so you can ride the rapids. There's no river in Rapid City. The reason they call it Rapid City is because it grew so fast during the gold rush, back in the Black Hills gold rush. All right, so here we're coming up to excuse me, coming up to a corner. 5 years ago, I made a video, roughly 5 years ago, coming up to this same corner. And I just happened to I found a video I made 5 years ago, coming up to this corner and heading into town where my favorite park is, where I used to always fly my drone. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go down this road right here, and we're going to, here comes a car behind us, so we'll get over here. We're going to go down this road and go into the park where I used to fly my drone. So what I'll do is I'll just put some clips in, and I'll head on down the road, and you can look at these clips while I'm heading down the road, and then we'll do some comparison here. So let's take a look at the clips. All right, this is part 2. What you have been looking at was the old dirt. The edges of the road were dirt, and then you could see the fields and everything that were along the edge of the road. There was no houses built like there are now over here to my right, and like there are all the way back for about 2 miles, mile and a half or so. I think maybe it's close to 2 miles. I haven't measured, but anyway, so you got all this traffic over here. Excuse me. All this traffic over here, all paved road with lanes and everything. And for the past 5 years, I haven't been able to ride from where we live at my son's place all the way into town where my favorite park was, because of construction along, on the road. But recently, I hope you can hear me, recently they have finished and put enough sidewalks along the way that I can ride my e-trike from where we live on sidewalks all the way into town and to the park. Now, I have to admit that there was one section back there that I had to get off and go around in the bike lane because they were tearing up the sidewalk again, which is usually how it goes. So we're getting down here to an intersection where I will switch to another sidewalk, and that will lead me to the park. And so we'll go to the park and ride around the park, and I'll reminisce on some of the times, some of the things I did 5 years ago, and less than 5 years ago, but anyway, some of the things I did at the park, flying my drones and my RC planes and things like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump up to the park now from here. All right, we finally made it to the park. Pardon me. After 4 miles of riding, and it was pretty easy riding because, except for that one exception where I had to get out into the road in the bike lane, it was all on sidewalks. So this is the park that I used to always call my favorite park, because this is where I would go to fly my drones. It's the first place I went to fly my first DJI drone, and it's where I flew my Bebop drone a lot, And so, howdy.
Morning.
So anyway, it became my favorite place to come and fly, and this is where I flew my my RC planes, and met some friends that flew RC planes, and so we just had a lot of fun. And this little shelter over here, this is where we always this was our hangar, our hangout, and this is where we would start from, and we'd fly our drones, and we'd fly up and down the park in both directions. And sometimes I'd start down at that end to fly my drones and fly them back and forth this way. But this is this was my favorite place. And when we lived in town, when I first started flying drones, my wife always wanted to come with me, and so we always came out here. We'd come in the car, and so she'd sit with me while I was flying my drones. So we'll just ride around the park here, and coming here, I don't think I just rode here on my e-bike a lot and flew my drone after we had moved out to my son's spot, to his location. But most of the time when we lived in town here, I would ride my e-bike or drive in the car. Had to go off the curb here. Howdy.
Hi.
Didn't want to run over pedestrians. But and then I met some friends, especially the guys that did the grass. Met some really nice guys that did the grass. So it was like, I guess that's why we call it memory lane, because I have a lot of good memories of coming to this park. So I'm going to go around the corner here without going off the curb. Kind of a bouncy ride, I guess, huh? And then we'll just kind of head on this way. And I did a lot of testing out here, like when I wanted to test. If you've been following my channel, a lot of times the landing pad would tend to blow away when you're flying your drone, and a breeze would hit and your landing pad would blow away while you're flying. And so go around the corner and go up a hill here. I think there we go. Anyway, so this is my old favorite flying park. Got a good dog there.
Hi.
Hi. So anyway, that's just memory lane. As I look around at this park, it was kind of fun riding out here the other day, and I found out I could do it because it's concrete all the way, no longer have to put up with construction, and it's a lot easier than riding in the dirt. So as I ride in the direction towards home, I want to thank you for watching this video, and God bless.